He's part of your time.
I know. Make it quick, brother.
I don't think I need a microphone. My name's Mike Netter. I started the recall of Gavin Newsom. Give yourselves a hand for getting on the ballot. Real quick, I'm not running for anything, and I'm not running from California. We're behind Eric Erdy. Give it up for the next Attorney General of California. Wow.
Yeah. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Mike. You know, I was the lead lawyer for the recall of Gavin Newsom. I got to know Netter and Orrin Heatley really well. They're running my campaign. This young man and I are traveling all around this state, speaking to incredible patriots all around our state, okay? I love speaking to rooms filled with patriots. And the first thing I'll tell you is we are not alone. There are hundreds of thousands, I believe millions of people in this state who are sick of what's going on, okay? You just won't hear about it in the mainstream media. My name's Eric Early. I'm running. Hey, Lois. Hey, Celeste. I'm running for Attorney General of the once and future great state of California. Let me start by saying I'm a big supporter of Donald Trump. I'm the only major statewide candidate in this state who will say that. I know what's going on behind the scenes. I get these people behind the scenes, you know, the Republican consultants, the state party types. You can't say that. This is California. I say, well, guess what? I'm not a politician. I'm going to say whatever the heck I want. Okay? And I'll say something else. And by the way, that's one of the reasons many of you may not know. In the last election cycle, I ran against a very demented person with a very thin neck. Him, yeah. Adam Schiff. On primary night, there were 8 of us. I ended up in the top 2. It was beautiful. We had a great campaign against him, and if you believe the vote, he won the election, and he is he's still doing major damage to this country. And I'll say something else, okay? And they tell you not to say this too. There's no doubt in my mind that the presidential election was stolen. There is no doubt in my mind. Okay? They call us conspiracy theorists. One thing I don't like is being called a conspiracy theorist by a bunch of conspiracy theorists. All right? And I don't like getting called a racist by a bunch of racists. Okay? These people on the other side, what'd they do for the first 3-4 years of Donald Trump's presidency? They led the greatest conspiracy theory in history, that he had colluded with Russians to get elected. We're dealing with a little bit about me. I run a great law firm, 25 to 30 years. I'm the managing partner. Myself and 4 other guys broke away from a big, fancy, one of the best in the nation, Century City Law Firms 12 years ago. We wanted to start on our own. We built it up to where we are now. We're nationally recognized. We practice in courts all around and all around the state of California. My wife and I, and my wife's with me today, my wife Emerald. My wife is a Navy brat. She's a registered nurse. I couldn't do this without her. Her son, my stepson, is on an aircraft carrier right now out at sea. Yeah. She's amazing. Between Emerald and I, we have 4 kids, 3 dogs, and a cat. We're very blessed. We're very blessed and do not need politics in our lives. So why do we do this? I boil it all down to the simple fact, we love this country. We love this country, and we know we are under attack by domestic enemies that call us the domestic enemies, okay? We have to get the state back, and we have to get this country back. As I've been saying for years now publicly, and I got a radio show now. When I was running against Schiff, Salem affiliate up there offered me a radio show. So everything I'm saying here, I say live to all of Southern California, frankly. Now I'm on KABC. We're in a battle of good versus evil in America. These people proudly call themselves progressives. They proudly call themselves. It's all code for communist. Our state government right now, including this joke that I'm running for Attorney General, they're flat out American Marxists, as Mark Levin calls them. They've populated the teaching ranks. They've taken over the media. They've taken over the Democrat Party. They're moving their way into the courthouses. And we've got to stop these people. So this is why we run. We can no longer be silent in the face of this evil. I am not a go-along, get-along candidate. I have no desire to be a go-along, get-along candidate. This is not a time. This is not a time in our nation's history, in our state's history, as they say, as California goes, so goes the nation, for one of these go-along, get-along. I've got a quote-unquote Republican opponent. He likes to brag that he's running to the middle. Okay. We don't run to the middle in this day and age. I used to think a number of years ago that's what you do, that, you know, politicians, both sides, they come together, they compromise, they do what's best for the people. The people on the other side, there's no compromising with them. They're killers. These woke are flat-out killers. They will never bend down. They never compromise, and we will not compromise for them anymore. We got to stand our ground. I am not running towards the middle. And as you heard from some of these other speakers, we have a huge divide in our state Republican Party right now, okay? My opponent's supported by these moderates. They run the party, okay? I'm from the Reagan-Trump wing of the party. The people running our state party, and I know all of them, are from the Schwarzenegger, Kevin Faulconer, Jeb Bush wing of the party. They think, well, if you say the right things, the mainstream media is going to like you, even if you're a Republican, and we'll win that way. No way. No way. Okay, a couple of my positions. Law and order. Chief law enforcement officer in the state of California is what I'm running for. I support of our brave men and women in law enforcement. We don't have one of these elected woke now that'll say it. It's unbelievable. These criminals might be criminals, but they're not stupid. They know that the elected officials do not have our cops' backs. We got to change that. We got to lock up the prison cells again. We got to institute cash bail again. We've got to do whatever's possible to get rid of this ridiculous law that lets you steal up to $9.50 at a shot and nothing happens to you. And what's amazing is these people on the other side, they look at you and they tell you, well, we've seen the data. This does not lead to the increase of crime. No. These people are crazy. All right, I know I'm starting to get to the end. Critical race theory. Let me tell you about critical race theory. 4 years ago, the very first lawsuit in the country was filed against what is now publicly known as critical race theory. And I was the lead lawyer on that lawsuit. Okay? I got called by these great citizens up in Santa Barbara. They said, Eric, they're brainwashing our kids. They're teaching our kids to hate America. They're separating our kids by race. We're trying to get the materials. The school won't even give us the materials. They formed a group called Fair Education Santa Barbara. I was the lead lawyer. We sued the Santa Barbara Unified School District. We sued the superintendent, who ultimately got removed. We sued this group of social justice warriors. We got the materials. This was 4 years ago. Nobody had ever seen this stuff before, and we were shocked. America is bad. Socialism is good. Faith is a myth. Police are bad. And this sexually deviant stuff that should not be taught to any kid under high school. Which is why I support that law that just came out of Florida that to prevent that from happening down there to our youngest children. And of course, the woke went crazy about it. How dare you have this don't say gay bill? The bill doesn't even say the word gay. I run for every law-abiding American citizen of every race, creed, and color. I'll do everything I can to get this brainwashing materials out of our school. I'll do everything I can to join with the red state Republican attorney generals to get this stuff out of our schools. But it starts with an attorney general who understands this stuff. I get contacted from parents all around the country with the lesson plans that are being used for these kids. This is happening in every public school and most private schools in our state. It is starting in kindergarten. It goes right through college. This brainwashing is as powerful as it gets. There should be no question where this woke generation came from. You can compare it practically word for word to these materials. We got to protect our kids' brains. Okay? We need an attorney general to say the following also. Antifa is an American terrorist organization. And everything I'm saying here, I say on the radio, okay? It's not just for you guys. BLM. I say BLM should be called CLM for Communist Lives Matter. I still ask on the radio, almost somebody still got to tell me what BLM's ever done for black people. Those groups are joined at the hip. They're doing everything they can to destroy this country. They've got to be stopped. And we need our chief law enforcement officer and chief legal officer in this state to say this in this day and age. Because we're on the precipice. Okay, I'm running out of time. Election integrity, a huge issue for me. God bless all of you. We can win this race. Thanks for coming, and God bless our great country.